Okay, we are continuing our conversation. Are the delegates at the National Conference focused? You know, we began with that report by our correspondent Larry Lasisi, where the opening of it all was about food. 60,000 naira for food, 4,000 naira for a plate of food. And is that the issue? Remember, that we said it happened on the 4th of April. It happened again on the 8th of April. Before then, they had other issues we were looking at. Now we're joined by Ahmed Akonde, who believes that they are distracted.
Well, it's very obvious to everybody that indeed they are distracted. If you're being paid 4 million per month, I don't see why you should be at that conference struggling for food. The fact that you're a delegate does not mean that you should be pampered. I think those that have convened the conference have done more than enough, because the 4 million should cover feeding, should cover accommodation, and should cover transportation. Whoever feels that he's not comfortable enough or he's not okay with what is being paid and is demanding for extras, he has a choice, and the choice is to come back home. 4 million is a lot of money. 12 million in 3 months is a lot of money. And that is why you'll have people, because they are so comfortable, that is why you'll have people, rather than attend to the business of the day, would, after engaging in those hefty meals, would want to take a nap, or at best engage in some form of leisure by playing games right there at the conference venue. Sincerely speaking, I don't think anybody should go to that conference and should be demanding for food, not after being paid 4 million a month. 4 million a month will translate to a salary of 133,000 per day. Even I doubt if there's any business or there's any employment in Nigeria that would pay you that kind of returns.
What's your take?
Well,
he says they should come back home.
No. That will make. It won't be appropriate at this time, because whoever you're going to bring, it's also going to go there. If, for example, we accede to this, the fact that they are being distracted, you also go there and do the same, assuming we accede to it. I believe that once in a while, these things will prop up. It's like a propping thing. It will come in. And in a group of this nature, 492 persons from various backgrounds, 1 or 2 persons, one way or the other, must come out with this. That is not to generalize. I believe that the caliber of persons in this conference, some of them whom I know, whom I also have a lot of respect for, are not there because of meal. And so if the issue of meal arises among some persons, it is not to generalize that all of them are involved in it. It would be too much of a generalization. So I do believe that the teething problems are not sufficient enough to say that the conference is distracted or that the people are distracted. These are normal happenings that happen in the life of any human being. And if they occur, they get them addressed. And that's why we have the leadership of the house. It is for the leadership of the house to put the house in order if certain things are going wrong. I do believe that it's not sufficient enough to say whoever says this must go back. In any event, if one has said something that is wrong, he also learns from it, because the public is watching. And we are all looking. It can be telephoned. A mail can be sent to him, say, sir, are you here because of meal? And therefore that issue should be rectified. So I do believe that these are not sufficient ground to say that the conference is being distracted. Nowhere in the world will you have 492 persons and you will not have one issue or the other arising. These are not
would they be asking for food, cost of food? Like, okay, let's leave them here because they don't have the food here is not of good quality. Let's go and look for where they have better quality of food. I mean, one of the delegates said that.
I mean, it's extremely uncharitable for any delegate to go to that conference to ask for food. The conveners of those who convened the conference have been magnanimous. We all recognize that Nigeria has problems. As a delegate, what sacrifice are you ready to make for Nigeria to move forward? It is not even a heavy price to pay if they decide that, look, we are not even eating, we are fasting. Nigeria has problems.
You see, my learned friend.
Sorry, just a minute. Why would you?
With greatest respect.
Let me make this point. Let me make this point. You leave your village across Nigeria to go to Abuja to go and hustle for food. Out of that 4 million is more than enough to provide food for you. Within that budget, it is enough to provide accommodation. It is enough to provide transportation. The president that convened that conference, how much does he earn in a month? If you're in your house and you didn't come for that conference, won't you feed?
The issue is being seen to the ridiculous, with respect. You see a number of persons in this conference. I do believe, say for the few young ones that are there, a number of them are above 40, 50. A good number of them are above 40, 50. When they sit in the morning, after they would have taken their meal in their various hotels, and they come to the conference to discuss from morning till evening, you expect, when they didn't go with their wives, when they didn't go with their cooks,
must you be
fed by the
government?
Nobody has said that whether they be fed by government or not. But the issue of food necessarily must arise. If we stay here, for example, and we talk for the next 2 or 3 hours, you will demand for water. Did you come to this place to come and drink water? These are necessity of life.
But remember, you said discuss for the next 2 or 3 hours.
The same way, if this one sit down and talk for the next 5, 6 hours from 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning till around 4 o'clock, you expect them to leave the conference to go and be looking for food? Will they not eat? Are they there to go and fast? Did we send them for fasting? One way or the other, this issue will arise. But it is not for us to say, as soon as they arise, that the people are not serious-minded. No, that's not true.
The thing is, if he was earning 4 million naira a month, I'm sure he would not bother asking for water.
Even if you have 4 million naira in your kit, you can't put 5 million naira into a cup and begin to drink it.
If you have to eat at that conference, you have to pay for it. Nikon can bring food to that conference, which they have to pay for.
You should also realize.
What are they ready to sacrifice?
Well,
to move Nigeria forward.
Well,
what are they ready to give up?
I do agree if sacrifice will be made, but they are not also there to be sacrificed. They are not going there so that they will be dead before they come home. That's not the issue. You should also know why I agree that some of these issues can be looked into, but there are some matters that shouldn't attract serious attention, for which we shouldn't make noise all about it. It's ridiculous enough somebody talking about food. But at the same time, that is not to say that because A mentions food, that it means that the entire program for that place, the people are defocused. That will not be true. It will be uncharitable to say so.
This issue has come up twice.
Hold on.
Whether it comes up,
can you listen to
must
me?
always come
up on the 4th of April.
Yes.
It also came up on the 8th.
On daily basis, the issue of food must arise.
Now they have almost spent a month doing absolutely nothing.
No. They have done something.
Let me bring up something. Someone just tweeted this picture. Victor Owo tweeted this picture, and the picture shows a man in a suit wearing glasses, and in front of him is a laptop. And the laptop, the screen of the laptop is showing a Scrabble board.
It's only natural that when you have been overfed, when you don't bother about where your next meal will come from, you must relax. You must sit back and relax. And it's very evident here. Delegates sleeping after a heavy day's meal. Delegates playing Scrabble after a heavy day's meal at the expense of taxpayers' funds.
You see, if we expect, we talk as if to say we are in an utopian world. We talk as if to say we are out of the natural aspect of life. While we are talking here, one way or the other, you are also looking into your iPad so that you can get information. Will you also say if somebody has an iPad in front of him, for which is getting some pieces of information that what he's doing is wrong.
The picture is very clear. The man
Listen,
is playing Scrabble.
This is one in a
the man is playing Scrabble.
In 1,000.
The man
this
is playing
one
Scrabble.
Out of all of them.
We've seen delegates.
Those who have not been playing Scrabble, what has he shown about them?
We've seen delegates. Those that are not playing Scrabble.
Yeah.
We've seen some of them sleeping.
Of course, I do agree.
And I think
that
it's very
one
unfair.
way or the other, this will happen in the natural course of event. It must happen.
You will collect 4 million naira a month.
You cannot overrule this, except
you go there to
we want to
discharge your assignments.
except we want to play absolute safe,
To sleep.
which is not necessary. Once in a while it happens. Once in a while, but that does not mean that the person has derailed from what is going. If it happens and is stabbed, even when you go to church,
A man that plays
even
Scrabble,
when
hasn't he derailed?
even when you go to church,
A man that is sleeping,
and then the
hasn't he
pastor is preaching. After for a while, once in a while, some people doze off. It beholds the duty of the usher to tap them off.
Are you paid to go to church? Are you paid to go to, when you go to church, do they pay you?
No,
Nigerians are paying them. We are not paying them to go and sleep.
Okay.